Thank you for wiggling on over to the Skunk Juice studio today. Today is a wormy kind of day, so it's time for a wormy selfie. Did you know that worms come in 4 colors? White, light pink, gray, and a reddish brown. Just the perfect colors to have their pictures taken. The worm family has its picture taken. I love the names in the book. Jennifer Frank wrote the book and David Ezra Stein illustrated. I love it. And there's more names I just love. Let me tell you about the worm family. Emma can't wait for her family to have its picture taken, but after seeing her friends' portraits, she starts to worry. She can't smile for the camera like Ellie. Worms don't have teeth. She can't show off her poofy hair like Abigail. Worms don't have hair. And she can't display her beautiful colors like Olivia. Worms are only one color. I love those names. What's a worm family to do? The worm family has its picture taken. Toss my camera. Okay, Mrs. Worm lay at the top of a giant dirt pile watching her children play. They were wriggling their bodies into all kinds of delightful shapes. She hoped she'd always remember how squirmy, slimy, and cute they were at this age, but she did not have a very good memory because her brain was so tiny. I know, she declared. I'll have our picture taken. The worms, yay! They have no arms. The very next day, Mrs. Worm called Mr. Muskrat, the photographer, to arrange a time. That is so cool, the oldest Emma exclaimed. She loved the idea of being able to see herself hanging on the wall every day. Emma could hardly wait to tell her friend Ellie. She's Splendosophicus, squealed Ellie. We had our picture taken last year and it was amazing. We had the most beautiful smiles. Cool, said Emma, but then she thought about how worms don't have teeth. They would have beautiful smiles in their pictures. Oh well, she decided, we will still have a nice way to remember our family. On her way home, Emma bumped into her friend Abigail and told her about the family portrait. Abigail's a giant cat. Too fabulous, meowed Abigail. Meow. I just love having my picture taken. My human always takes me to the beauty salon first so that my big poofy hair will look especially gorgeous. Cool, said Emma, but then she thought about how worms don't have hair. Without hair, how could they look poofy and gorgeous in their picture? Oh well, she decided, we still have a nice way to remember our family. As she continued on her way, Emma was feeling a bit less excited at the arborescens bush, she saw her friend Olivia sitting on a branch. Emma told her about the portrait. "Ooh-wee!" squeaked Olivia and flitted high above Emma's head. "My beautiful family took one of those just last week, and all our colors made it look like a rainbow." Isn't Olivia a beautiful colored butterfly? Yes. "Cool," said Emma sadly as Olivia fluttered away on the breeze. She was already thinking about how worms are just one color. Her family was beautiful. She knew they were, but would be no bright colors. There would be no bright colors in their picture. "Oh well," she decided, "we still have a nice way to remember our family." But the rest of the trip home, Emma couldn't help feeling much less excited. As Emma fell asleep that night, she thought about what her friends had said. How was her family going to make their portrait special? When she woke up, she had an idea. The day of the photo shoot arrived, and Emma had a surprise for everyone. "Look, a box full of dress-up to Emma." Dress-up. "Pretty," her little sister squealed excitedly. Mr. and Mrs. Worm were less sure. Their new look was not comfortable. Ever tried to put an outfit on a worm? Okay. Even though the worm family arrived at the studio on time, Mr. Muskrat would not take their picture. "I am sorry," he said. "I have an appointment with a family of worms. You will have to come back another day." "But we are the family of worms," said Mrs. Mom. Mrs. Mom Worm. The photographer laughed. "For one thing, worms do not have teeth." Mrs. Worm quickly instructed her family to spit out their fake teeth. "And they do not have hair," said Mr. Muskrat. The family took off their wigs. So they spit out their teeth and they took off their wigs. And they most definitely are not colorful. The family undressed. "Ah," they said. "Oh," said Mr. Muskrat, looking very surprised. "I'm terribly sorry. I didn't recognize you." Then together, the worm family wriggled and squiggled and squeezed into a delightful pose only a worm family could make. It says cheese. All the worms teamwork together. Mr. Muskrat snapped the picture. The first of their many annual portraits was taken. Say cheese. The next morning, Emma sat with her family, admiring the portrait now hanging in their worm hideaway. "It's perfectly perfect," she whispered, and she would have reached out and given them a big, giant hug if they had arms. The end. Isn't that fun? The worm family has its picture taken. Yes. So, here's our selfie. Smile. Let's do a worm selfie. Awesome. Thank you for joining me again for The Worm Family Has Its Picture Taken. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and even what do the worms do? Even if they don't have arms, you can sprinkle kindness with a smile or just words. You don't have to have arms or hair or teeth to do that, right? So, thank you again, and we will see you. We will see you next week.